Have you ever felt, deep within your soul, that there's a profound truth about the universe that consistently eludes our common perception? A truth that our physical eyes and linear logic seem fundamentally unable to grasp? From our earliest days, we are meticulously taught to view the universe as something entirely external, a vast and indifferent entity existing out there, separate from us, an immense collection of distant planets, twinkling stars, and complex physical laws that operate with an unwavering precision, utterly independent of our personal existence. This Cartesian view, this deeply ingrained perspective of separation, has profoundly shaped the very fabric of our lives, influencing how we perceive our place within the cosmos. It's as if we are merely passive passengers on a cosmic train, gazing out the window at a passing landscape, tirelessly attempting to understand a grand mystery that always remains just beyond our grasp, forever unattainable. But I tell you, with every fiber of my being, that this is a profound perceptual illusion. It is perhaps one of the greatest and most pervasive barriers preventing us from truly accessing our inherent power, our authentic connection to all that is. Consider this: ancient spiritual traditions, with their timeless wisdom accumulated over millennia, have always intuitively understood this deeper reality. And now, contemporary physics, with its revolutionary and often mind-bending discoveries in the quantum realm, is beginning to converge on a startlingly similar point, an understanding that fundamentally challenges everything we've been taught. It is this: there is no true outside when we speak of consciousness. The universe is not simply a cold, distant, mechanical structure. It is a vibrant, living, pulsating, conscious vibrational field, a dynamic tapestry of awareness. And the deepest, most liberating truth is that you are not merely inside it, like a small, insignificant cog in a gigantic, impersonal machine. You are, in your purest essence, a living, breathing expression, a unique and vibrant manifestation of it. Imagine for a moment a single dewdrop, glistening exquisitely on a tender leaf at dawn, believing with all its tiny might that it is not, in fact, part of the immense, boundless ocean. This dewdrop sees itself as utterly alone, isolated, feeling that it needs to please the ocean, to meticulously understand its complex rules, to humbly ask permission to move, or even to exist. This, my dear friend, is precisely how our mind often operates when it still feels trapped in the illusion of separation, when it believes itself disconnected from the grand whole, struggling merely to survive, to make sense of a reality it perceives as external. But here is the vibrational truth that offers profound liberation. You are not existing in a separate universe. You are, in every profound sense, a conscious particle, an intricate cell of the very mind that dreams the universe, that meticulously weaves it into existence in every single unfolding moment. This profound understanding, as it begins to gently permeate your being, changes everything. It shifts your perception of reality. It illuminates your deepest sense of purpose, and it unveils your innate, boundless capacity to create. Because when you truly realize with every fiber of your being, with your entire body and soul, that you are not a mere external observer, passive and powerless in the face of destiny, but an active, essential, and integral cell of universal consciousness, you begin to release the crippling anxiety of trying to control every minute detail of reality, and instead, you step, with a serene and profound confidence that permeates your entire being, into the inherent ability to co-create with it. Your intuition, that loose feeling, that quiet nudge you might have dismissed so many times as irrational or insignificant, is not a mere coincidence or a random thought. It is the universe itself conversing with you, the cosmic mind, whispering profound truths from within, echoing through your heart, through your very soul. Your deepest desire, that yearning that seems to arise from the innermost core of your being, a longing that feels essential to your existence, is not an ego illusion, a mere fleeting fantasy. It is the intrinsic, undeniable movement of consciousness itself which, through you, yearns to expand, to experience itself in novel ways, to manifest in new forms and realities. Therefore, the first and most crucial step on this journey is not to painstakingly try to understand the universe with your logical mind, endlessly seeking answers outside of yourself. It is to remember, deeply and viscerally, to truly feel in your bones, that you have never been, not for a single fleeting moment separate from it. You are the living, breathing expression of the divine in form, here and now, experiencing itself. For centuries, science, in its noble and relentless quest to unravel the fundamental mysteries of existence, firmly believed with unwavering certainty that everything was ultimately made of solid matter. The prevailing paradigm was that the universe functioned as a grand, intricate machine, a predictable assembly of tangible particles, mechanical forces, and chemical reactions, all operating with a clockwork precision. But as we have continued to dive deeper and deeper into the astonishing realms of quantum physics, this traditional, Cartesian, and often limiting narrative has begun to dramatically crumble, to gracefully disintegrate in the face of breathtaking new discoveries. Because at the deepest, most fundamental level of reality, at the very core of all that exists, matter is not solid. It is, in its essence, pure energy, vibrating at an infinite array of frequencies. And this energy, rather than being chaotic, organizes itself into discernible patterns, into the myriad forms that constitute everything we see and experience, all orchestrated and directed by consciousness. The profound insight here is that consciousness is not merely a byproduct of the brain. It is, in fact, the fundamental basis, the very ground of all reality. Leading figures, brilliant and courageous minds who dared to look beyond the obvious, such as Max Planck, the visionary father of quantum theory, David Bohm, with his groundbreaking idea of the implicate order that underlies all visible reality, Tom Campbell, with his compelling theory that we might be living in a simulated reality where consciousness is primary, and even Albert Einstein, with his unified vision of the universe, all suggested a revolutionary truth. Consciousness is not inside the brain, confined within our skulls, as a secondary product of mere brain activity. On the contrary, the brain, the intricate human body, and indeed the entire vast world, exist within consciousness. In other words, the mind is not a mere product of the physical body, a simple set of electrochemical impulses. The body is a momentary manifestation, a temporary, exquisitely detailed expression of a vast, invisible, omnipresent, yet absolutely real and fundamental conscious field. This omniscient and omnipresent field is what many enlightened traditions and contemporary thinkers call the unified field, the underlying vibrational intelligence that seamlessly connects everything that exists, every particle, every star, every fleeting thought, every profound emotion. It is the very fabric of reality itself, a living tapestry interwoven with awareness. Every atom that composes your being, every thought that gently crosses your mind, every emotion you feel, is a collapse, a momentary materialization of this vibrational field into a temporary form, into a tangible reality that you experience. What does this mean in practical terms for your daily life, for your ability to create? It means that you don't just think with your brain, which is limited by its cranial box and its learned programs. You think with the field, with the universal mind. You are in essence a direct channel through which this mind expresses itself, through which it experiences, and everything you feel, believe, and imagine, with depth and with genuine coherence, profoundly affects the very fabric of reality, actively shaping it, continually rewriting its narrative. Collective consciousness is far from a vague spiritual abstraction or a whimsical esoteric idea. It is, in fact, a deeply interconnected, vast and pulsating information system, a grand network of awareness, where the vibration of each being, of each thought, of each emotion, impacts the entire matrix of all others. We are intrinsically connected, not as separate entities but as interconnected nodes like neurons within a gigantic cosmic mind, influencing and being influenced. So when you change your vibration, when you consciously elevate your state of being, when you align with a higher frequency of love, gratitude, or peace, you are not just improving your life individually, in isolation. You are, quite literally, rewriting a line in the universal field, sending a new code, a profound new piece of information into the collective consciousness. You are actively helping the universe to think of itself more lucidly, to experience itself in a more expanded, harmonious, and awakened way. You become, in essence, a conscious co-creator of reality, playing an integral role in its ongoing evolution. Many people approach quantum spirituality and the fascinating concepts of manifestation with the idea that they must attract what they desire, as if they are pulling something from a distant, separate place closer to themselves. But this widely popular and often well-intentioned concept harbors a subtle and at times profoundly painful trap. It subtly but powerfully reinforces the illusion of separation. It keeps us bound to a worldview where we perceive ourselves as small, isolated, and ultimately powerless beings. When you utter the words, "I want to attract this to me," you are perhaps unconsciously affirming that what you desire is far away, outside of you, distant, that it exists in some remote place you desperately need to reach, and that you, as a seemingly limited being, need to exert effort to perform certain actions, to convince the universe and assumed external power to graciously deliver what you yearn for. This very language of attraction, precisely because it implies a separation, can, ironically, create more feelings of lack and deeper desires, perpetuating the cycle of wanting. But consider this profound truth. If the universe is consciousness, and we've just explored that you are an intrinsic, inseparable part of it, a living expression, then there is no true outside. There is no real distance between you and what you desire. There is only vibrational incoherence, a temporary misalignment between your internal state of being and the frequency of your desired reality. The problem, therefore, isn't that your manifestation hasn't arrived yet, or that the universe is inexplicably taking too long to respond to your earnest requests. The fundamental problem is that your energetic identity, the dominant vibration you are consistently sustaining, has not yet fully recognized that it is already the compatible frequency for that reality you so deeply yearn for. It's not about what you have or what you get, but about who you are at your core vibrational level. You don't attract with sheer effort, with a brute force of will that ultimately drains your precious energy. You collapse realities, you bring them into tangible form based on the vibration you consistently sustain, asking, desiring, waiting with a sense of anxious expectation. These are emotional states that, for the quantum field, communicate a distinct frequency of lack, of absence. They subtly but powerfully tell the universe, "I don't have this, and I am waiting for it to arrive because it's not here." But the field, being a perfect mirror, responds to coherence, to vibrational congruence, to the internal state of alignment, not to lack or need. It effortlessly mirrors your state of being back to you. Therefore, manifestation doesn't happen when you ask enough, when you plead fervently, or when you incessantly perform complex rituals in an attempt to control the outcome. It happens when you truly begin to be what you desire to experience, when you genuinely embody the frequency of your desired reality, living from that state of already having it. You are not trying to attract what you desire, as if you were a magnet pulling disparate objects towards you. You are remembering, reconnecting, and powerfully realigning with who you need to be to collapse that specific line of reality, to bring it into your lived truth. It is a profound act of internal recognition and resonance, not an act of external acquisition. If consciousness is indeed the very fabric of the universe, the primordial intelligence that permeates and composes everything, and you are a living, conscious expression of this vast cosmic mind, a unique and divine fractal, then true creation doesn't happen when you think harder, straining to dominate reality with the sheer force of your individual will. No, the true creation, the manifestation that unfolds with grace, fluidity, and effortless ease, happens when you think with the universe, in profound alignment with its intrinsic wisdom and intelligence. This is a radical invitation to release the tight grip of control and to surrender into trusting a greater, more expansive wisdom that moves through all things. Here is a simple yet powerful 3-step practice for tuning in, a practical pathway for you to learn how to think with the universe rather than fruitlessly struggling against its natural flow. First, quiet the individual mind. Our minds are incessantly chattering, filled with an endless stream of worries, meticulously planned schedules, and constant judgments. To quiet this persistent mental noise, begin by gently observing your body, noticing every subtle sensation that arises within it. Feel the rhythm of your breath flowing, the cool air entering and the warm air leaving your lungs. Pay attention to the internal noises, to the thoughts that spontaneously arise, but crucially, without clinging to them or getting swept away by their narratives. The individual mind, that persistent inner voice that often criticizes you or pushes you with relentless urgency, calms down when it perceives that it is being observed with presence, not with haste, not with judgment, but with a gentle, non-reactive, and attentive curiosity. This state of presence is the key that disarms the frantic activity of the mind. In the second step, once the individual mind has settled into a slightly more serene state, direct your focused attention to the vast, boundless field of consciousness that surrounds you and of which you are an integral part. And then, ask this universal intelligence the most liberating question of all, a question that reorients your perspective. What does consciousness want to experience through me now? This profound question instantly dissolves the tight, constricting shackles of the controlling ego, which is always attempting to meticulously decide what is best for you. It opens up an immense, expansive space for a greater intelligence, the intelligence of the universe itself, to move gracefully through you, to express itself as you. Do not expect a logical answer, a perfectly articulated phrase, or a clear, direct instruction within your mind. Instead, expect a distinct state of internal alignment, a subtle but profound sensation of expansion, of deep calm, of an undeniable yes resonating within your heart. The answer will come as a vibration, a feeling, an inner knowing that guides you. And third, follow the thread of coherence, not anxiety. Universal consciousness communicates primarily through vibration, through subtle feelings, and through powerful intuitions. When a decision, a new idea, or a specific path presents itself to you and generates a silent expansion, a profound feeling of lightness, of perfect fitting in, even if you have no logical guarantees, or if the outcome appears uncertain from the perspective of your rational mind. This is the unmistakable signal of the universe moving through you. This is the path of coherence. However, if a decision generates urgency, a tight contraction in your chest, excessive effort, or a pervasive feeling of having to force something into existence, then it is likely the individual mind attempting to control the flow of consciousness, rather than gracefully surrendering to it. To think with the universe is precisely this. It is to cease forcing, to stop struggling, to release the need to control, and instead, to allow consciousness itself to move through you, manifesting effortlessly in your life, not just for you, but as you. It is the exquisite dance of surrender and creative expression. Now, to deeply solidify this profound understanding within your very being, imagine a lucid dream. You are completely immersed within it, living every moment, feeling the intricate textures, sensing the subtle scents, experiencing the full spectrum of emotions, and moving freely within the captivating landscape of the dream. Everything within this dream feels absolutely real, vividly present, tangibly true. But suddenly, in a moment of crystalline clarity, a profound realization dawns upon you. You are not merely the character, the protagonist of that story unfolding within the dream. You are, in essence, the dreamer. You are the very consciousness that is both creating and experiencing that dream simultaneously. This, my dear friend, is the exact mirrored relationship between you and the universe. You are not merely a lost and insignificant particle adrift in a random, uncaring cosmos, a cosmic accident without purpose or meaning. You are, in fact, a temporary form, a unique and exquisite expression that the universal mind has consciously assumed to experience itself, to know itself, to manifest its infinite potential through you. You are not trying to understand the universe as a distant object of detached study, analyzing it from an external, separate vantage point. You are the universe observing itself, experiencing itself in the form of thought, in the form of life, in the form of you. You're not asking permission to live, to be happy, to create your reality. You are consciousness itself, in its purest, most authentic essence, choosing to live this story, this unique journey, this particular experience, right now, in this specific body, in this very moment. Just as the wave, majestic and singular in its form, is not truly separate from the vast, boundless ocean, but is an undeniable expression of it, you are not separate from the unified field of consciousness. You are the dynamic movement of the ocean in the form of a wave. You are consciousness itself in motion, in form, in expression. This profound metaphor is not merely beautiful poetry designed to soothe the soul. It is, at its core, vibrational physics. It is the deepest scientific truth that we are only just beginning to uncover and truly comprehend. Everything that exists, every atom, every thought, every emotion, every star, every galaxy, is consciousness actively collapsing into form, taking on a temporary, vibrant existence. And when you truly recognize this, when this profound truth permeates your entire being and becomes a living, breathing understanding within you, your life ceases to be an anxious and exhausting search for something that is always seemingly missing, and instead it blossoms into a sacred act of creative participation. You are not an isolated thought, lost in the immeasurable vastness. You are the very mind dreaming through time, dreaming life into existence, in the form of you. And in this profound recognition resides your unlimited power to co-create the reality that your soul most deeply yearns for, the reality that is your true birthright. To sustain this profound understanding, to truly live from this truth, the key lies in unwavering coherence. It's not about achieving a single grand leap that happens once in a lifetime, a sudden, miraculous event. It's about a continuous conscious commitment to returning to your coherence, to tuning in again and again, day after day, moment by moment. You will wobble. It's an inherent part of the human experience. You will doubt. The old programming will inevitably try to pull you back into familiar patterns, whispering old stories of fear and limitation. But every moment of discomfort, every questioning thought, every subtle feeling of imbalance or wobble is actually a powerful confirmation that something is moving, something is shifting, something is profoundly realigning within you. It's your entire system adjusting to a new and higher frequency. Do not blame yourself for these moments. Simply observe them and gently, compassionately, return to your truth. Return to your center. To maintain this vital tuning with the universal mind, to consciously nurture and cultivate this new reality, create a simple roadmap for your daily journey, a practical and adaptable script that you can truly follow. Start each day with a dedicated moment of awareness, perhaps by quietly revisiting this profound idea that you are the universal mind, dreaming itself into existence. Practice micro-presence, those small yet incredibly powerful acts of embodied alignment in every mundane task of your day, consciously transforming the ordinary into the sacred. Actively regulate your emotions, allowing them to flow, to be felt fully and authentically, but without identifying with the old cycle of frustration or attachment to what no longer serves your highest good. And if possible, consciously surround yourself with a community that genuinely supports you, a sacred space like this one, where you can co-regulate your energy with kindred souls who are also sincerely seeking their own truth and their own evolution, where the prevailing energy is one of mutual support, inspiration, and growth. Understand this deeply. You are not building a final, static destination, as if there were an ultimate endpoint where everything is fixed, complete, and unchanging. On the contrary, you are continuously evolving into someone who lives as a creator, a co-creator, a fully conscious and active participant in the vast, unfolding tapestry of existence. This journey is a continuous process of becoming, of blossoming, of expanding your awareness and your capacity for joy. It is, in its purest form, the very essence of life itself. Pause now for a profound moment. Breathe deeply. Feel the pulsating energy of your being. Feel life vibrating within you. If this understanding resonates deeply within your soul, if this profound truth truly liberates you from old constraints, then I invite you to share it freely. If this video has touched your soul and illuminated a path within you, if it resonated with your deepest truth, then please, join this community. Join this vital conversation we are collectively building together. Leave a comment below with a word that powerfully represents your connection to the universal mind, a word that encapsulates this profound realization for you. Thank you for your invaluable presence, for your immense courage to look within, and for your profound willingness to dive into the infinite depths of who you truly are. Until next time, may you live fully in the glorious flow of conscious creation.